Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to our Football Manager 2018 run through with Mechelen at the moment, until someone comes and headhunts us, perhaps, if we do a good enough job. Now, since the hammering that we took against Zenith, played 2 games, 2 friendly games, not really worth looking at other than drawing attention, maybe, to the youth players that get put into our friendly squads, who are not worth it, if that makes sense. So I've gone through our under-19s and our under-21s. The game has added the players in. We don't have to pay for these. I don't have to pay for them. No, we don't have to pay for them. They just get added in to make up the numbers. But I didn't want these guys' development hindered. By the fact that in friendly games, the guys at the bottom who are never going to be profitable, never going to have a first team game probably, they were getting game time. So I've just streamlined the squad there, the under-21s and the under-19s, at a cost of probably combined about 60,000, just in the ending of contracts and all that stuff. Went into our staff and we're getting another physio. For physios, I like to push physiotherapy when I'm looking for physios. I like to push up physiotherapy all the way up to 20. And then if there's a big long list, which there was a big long list, there's about 20 odd physios that we could bring in with a physiotherapy score of 20. And after that, I like to add on to it level of discipline, which in my mind will make the players work just that little bit harder in terms of getting fit. So I think the physio that we've got coming in is 20 in physiotherapy and about 16 in discipline. So best of both worlds there, hopefully. We've got another couple of, we've got a chief scout heading in. We've got another scout as well. I think we've got one more scout coming in, just because I'd like to be able to uncover someone. Will you stop with all this? Uncover more people. Coaches, it says we're the best here, but when you go to training and then onto coaches, there is room for development. There is room for improvement, especially in our goalkeeping coaches. I think we have somebody coming in. I think we have a goalkeeping coach heading in. I don't know. Anyway, we have this winning guy spread over everything, just to alleviate a little bit of the pressure here. I've put the best people in to their respect, not into their respective, but we needed a good coach on shooting. He's better at ball control, but then we'd have 2 people at 4-star on ball control and there'd be no point in that. So the best people are in their best positions, and then we had 1 spare. So we're just alleviating the workload. So average workload drops to light, and it doesn't matter that he's only going to contribute 2 stars because we've already got somebody who's up at 3.5. Yeah, we definitely, us, they're up at 3.5. This is weird. Because if you are me, if this is you, if that makes sense, we're studying for a Continental B. We've already studied for the Continental C license, and when we studied for the Continental C license, we got some more stats. Now, why do we not have the opportunity to add these stats to the places that we want to add them to? I don't want anything to do with goalkeeping attributes. I'd have rather kept all of those at, I think the lowest you can have it down is at 1. Same with fitness. I don't want to get involved in fitness coaching, so have that 1 as well. Maybe attacking and defense, start pushing these 2 up at the cost of coaching goalkeepers, at the cost of coaching fitness. I want some kind of say of where my stats go. because you would. You especially if you are the manager. I don't know. And why does it change whereabout? I don't know. Anyway, it's annoying. That I would like to see different. Also, I have found if you go to injuries, season summary, is it? No. Here we go. Comparison to everybody in the league. This doesn't make sense. Now the best, the ones we have, like one injury. So essentially, we are we have the fewest injuries at the moment in Pro League A1. So wouldn't that not be the best? No, we're the worst, apparently. I'd like under this this tooltip. It's a little bit misleading. I'd like them to just be swapped over, because the worst, the one with the most injuries right now is standard, but he's saying that they are the best, which they are in terms of pure numbers. But there's no reference point. There's no not reference point. I don't know, what's the term? I don't know. I'll come up with it probably mid game and blurt out some random phrase, and you'll have no idea, but it will relate to this. So yeah, that's weird how they've got that there. And same with match injuries. Apparently the best is Genk and the worst is Cercle Bruges, where Cercle Bruges probably think that they're the best because they don't have match injuries. I don't know. That it's misleading. It's misleading. So anyway, let's go back home. So a little bit of a streamlining of the squad. I have also put a bid in for Guela Cito, 15 years old. It's a centre back. Good determination, good personality, but above all, he's a fucking giant. 200 centimeters. I specifically went out and looked for big goalkeepers, and I was like, well, there's none that really tickle my nether regions. I look for a decent prospect. Now, bear in mind, there was only 4 people that turned up on my search criteria for centre backs above 200 centimeters, 200 centimeters or above. One of them was this that we could bring in for a free, and he's alright. He's alright. I reckon he'll develop well. He does need work on his quickness, but that need to be a danger at set pieces. And we have a tiny squad. If we can bring this, plus he's Belgian, which is always nice. If we can bring this guy in to just be a threat, really. Good strength for a 15-year-old. Good work rate. Good height. Yeah, someone to be able to bully people around. Someone to be able to get their head, get a flick on. Either in our own box or in the opposition's box. Just, yeah. So, what's that? 200 centimeters. I did look this up earlier on. 6'6". Although between 200 centimeters and 201 centimeters, it's the crossing over point between 6'6" and 6'7". So it gives you some indication. If you have no idea what 200 centimeters is, I've given it to you Imperial as well. So if you're 6 foot, imagine another 6 inches on top of you. Scary times. Anyway, we're going for the Stoke version of the Stoke technique of getting wins. Just put loads of tall people in your team. Right, Luckymarine. Luckymarine is next up. I'm going to give Drazik a run out this time. Rossi, I'm going to give him a run, even though Gustavo is back to fitness. He's only at 78% condition, so I'm going to give him a sit out for this one. Same with Moreno. No, not Moreno. Angelino, that was it. Who's usually our first choice left back, but he's at 82%. We'll give Lucas a run out for this one. Everyone else is... yeah, everything just speaks for itself. Team pretty much picks itself these days. Ritz comes in because he's been out for a while. Has he actually played much this season? No, only 3 appearances so far just because he's been injured. So, going to give him a run out as well. And that, I think, is it. I'd like to bring on Basudi at some point in this game. He's not had many games. No, he's not had any games. In fact, I might play him from the start. There we go. And submit that. Let's go. Yep. He's still got potential to fulfill as Mechelen, so have him playing. And we have struggled against this formation before. Much better performance. A much better performance from the Zenit game. Even though they did alright. They did okay. We did finish with, oh, no, some more blue shoes. Hoopert, is that who? Where are you, play? How are you? 26 Dutch. No. Our dreams of making a team full of people with blue shoes will continue to just be a dream right now. Should be able to tell them. Can you put blue shoes on today? That was weird, but it worked. And come on, Drazik. You were only just onside. So Mavidi wasn't going to be onside, was he? You saw. You. Oh well. Anyway, Rossi with I'm gonna have to sort out my corners again. I still haven't sorted out my side piece stuff. Attacking, oh nope. Need someone that's left footed. Lucas, you can take that. And probably on the other side is going to be Tomacek. Not Guzman. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? There we go. Rossi with a decent crossing actually. Ritz back out to Pana. Pana will control the ball, but he's offside because he couldn't be bothered moving his blue shoes onside. Oh, nice cup of tea. Did you just... the hell was that? I think Lucas stopped the ball and then just allowed... I don't know. At least it wasn't. At least it didn't result in a goal. That would have had to be one. That recorded. And I'd have had to send it to somebody. That would have been ridiculous. A little bit like that free kick, the goal that we scored from the free kick, where they took a free kick, but just at the moment where he was going to take it, someone walked in front of him, and it bounced off his own guy, and we ended up scoring. We were through on goal. You know what I mean? Well, we're doing all right. Vitas with a vital header there. Uh-oh. Offside. Again, Vitas what came in with what I assumed was a good tackle, but as soon as the play stopped at that point, I did think there might have been a penalty. Slagavir. Such names. Many wow. Sudi doing well in that in that centre back role. Pana with the great little shimmy there. Drazik back to Pana, who just gets his body in the way, but anyway. Back it comes with Huppert and the magical blue shoes. It's the magical blue shoes. Anyone who has blue shoes on, they do well. Pana does well. Looks like Huppert is doing well for them. So Guzman, who still won't accept a contract, he's not even interested in opening. Oh, well done, Mavidi. In opening negotiations. And he's only got 8 months of his contract left. If we're to get any kind of money from him, then we're going to have to sell him in the January transfer window, but we just don't have anyone. Our second choice keeper is... Oh my word. How the hell did that not go in? That was a beautiful setup. It really was. They had everybody in the right position at the right time. I don't know who made that crucial interception, but they deserve a fucking medal for that. Well done, Patrick. What was I saying? Something about Guzman. Yeah, and his lack of wanting to sign a contract. So it might just be a case of forcing Guzman to play out the rest of his contract. Well done, Mavidi. Oh, everybody looked at the referee, but nothing came about it. Panna to Rossi. Alright. Drazik must have been offside. So yeah, we'll make him honour his contract, which gives us to the end of the season. Which means that we do unfortunately lose him on a free. Outside... Wow. Outside of this league with a decent contract of about 3 years, I reckon he'll end up moving on for a free and be probably worth 8 million, something like that. Which, I mean, because he's got such a short amount of time on his contract right now, he's only worth 3 point something. Maybe high twos, 2.8, 3.5, something like that. But it'd be unfortunate to lose him on a free. But what can you do? He wants away. And he does deserve a shot. Probably in a slightly better league. But it gives us until the end of the season to hopefully increase our stature, not only in the Belgian league but also on the world stage. Maybe qualify for Europe again if we can. Either or, I don't care whether it's Belgian Cup or just outright in the league. And then hopefully be able to attract somebody who is a keeper that's out of contract, maybe. Well done. I mean, you could have taken that a little bit further forward, but you know, it did result in a set piece, which are always dangerous if the delivery is right. But yeah, pick up someone who's perhaps out of contract, or maybe like Guzman, whose contract is expiring in 6 months. Have a little look around in January. That needed a bit of a better finish there. Yeah, 1st of January or 31st of December. I want to be looking around specifically for people whose contracts run out in 6 months. Just for the ones that you can pick up for free, which usually would be blocked to you by having... Well, no. If you're poor like us, you'd be blocked from getting them because of the amount of money that you'd have to shell out for them. But sometimes it's worth giving them just a little bit more wages in order to entice that £5 million player for free to switch clubs at the end of the season. Oh my word. Well, our goal has lived a charmed life for a while now. Ritz does well to get it back out. However, he moves out of position, which leaves a gap there, and is just what people in the business call a clusterfuck. Rossi directs to Drazik back to Vitas, back in field. Panna first time out, but he doesn't get to anyone. Saudi with long ball forward to nobody in particular. I reckon we can still get something out of this game though. I'm not... With Mavidi on the pitch, I am still confident we can do something. And that is half time. Let's go be angry at them. Like, make it uber angry. And let's move Mavidi just into an advanced forward position instead of Poacher. Let's have him contribute to a little bit more play. Cleared away. And Tom Jack will pick this up. Tom Cack? I think it's Tom Cack. I should know, he's been playing for us since the beginning now. I might just put a H in his nickname, just so that I get it right. Scoulson into the middle. Could have sworn you were offside. Maybe not. Anyway, it's with the Gooseman. No, it's not. It's almost a penalty, but it's not. It's a free kick. Comes out deep, and that was offside. Goose was offside. Right now, Rossi. He jumped out of that tackle there. I might just cash in on Rossi. Maybe. I think we don't have much cover at that attacking midfield. Evander's going to be far too much to bring into the club, even on loan. Shus can play there. I might do that. We have Mavidi was offside. Anyway, Tomcat not to Rossi. How can you? It was a throw. How can you not get the throw right? Lucas, long ball forward. Mavidi is onside. Oh my word! Put it wide. I didn't think he was going for the shot. I thought he was just going for the layoff to Drazik. Yeah, that was a poor shot. Mavidi's playing poorly, as is Rossi, but we'd already identified that. I think Schus is on the bench. Can bring him on for Rossi. Filipovic is down. Let's get to 65 minutes and then we'll start making some changes. Alright, we'll do now. So, who do we put up front? I think Galan is going to be better placed there, and we will put you as a poacher because you are of that ilk. Let's put... No. Yeah, let's put Schus on for Rossi. And let's put... I was going to say Busquets off for Patrick, but Panna's having a bit of a crap game. So we'll put him on for Panna, move Patrick a little further upfield. Have you as a box-to-box midfielder on a support role. And confirm those changes. Using all our three substitutes up at the same time. If we get an injury now, then we're down to 10 men, but the chances you need to take. Something has to give. Something has to be different. So we've swapped out half of our attack. Our attacking midfield he's done more. Schus has done more in that one passage of play than Rossi did in 65 minutes. Who's going to get to this? Vitas somehow gets that first. Was that a foul or just offside? Or can't be offside from a corner. Ooh, Drazik nearly. If you were taller, if you were Mavidi, then you might have been able to challenge for that. Slagvia to Hoppet. Go on, Lucas, let's see what we can... Oh, You've been sold there, son. Sold a dummy and he was off. Short corner, across the box. Yeah, they're good with the set pieces. Come on, get into him. And Gooseman sweeps up. I was going pairing on Valkyrie, but had Rossi been having a better game, I might not have had to make all 3 substitutes. I might not have had to bring him off. Oh dear. At the moment, it seems to be all them. What possession? 56%. Is an away match. Our ratings are dire. Anyway, let's see if we can defend this. We can, and it's out. How many corners have they had? We're about even in terms of corners. Let's have... Nope. Drazik. Sure, best role, defence forward. Advance forward and a poacher. Let's go for that instead. Let's be a little bit more attacking. Glan to Ritz. Ritz almost finds the very top corner of the net. Well done. Shoots across the box and Ritz, you should have hit that first time. Lays it off and through people manages to hit his own person and it goes behind. Uh-oh. Okay, Vita's got it away to a waiting Drazik, who will turn, lay it off, try to lay it off Choofs, who would run beyond him. And hopefully we can mop up at the back here. Saudi, Patrick, Busquets, to Choofs. On ball out to Lucas on the overlap and... Ooh. He had people to aim at. They just didn't get on the end of it. I mean, it was a decent ball in. They just didn't manage to get on the end of it. I've been impressed with Lucas. Drazik hits comically hits the back of Galan. Oh my word. And Lucas mops up. 4 minutes. 4 minutes to get something out of this match. It's not been a happy time for us. Lucas slides in but doesn't quite get any contact. And again. Drazik, long ball. I could tell he was offside. You could tell he was. Oh my word. No, come on, Drazik. You're better than this. Apparently, he's better than this. Ritz to Patrick. Offside. 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 All the offsides. And that might be it. Away from home. Oh, I'm going to be mad. Quite an even game in terms of stats. Oh, come on, Patrick. Quite an even game in terms of the stats, but it's just... Our game got undone. By how many times people were offside. Fucking hell, Drazik. So that's 8 attacks that fizzled out to nothing because of offsides. I mean, it's... If they're playing the offside trap, then fair enough, but it's only ever going to catch out an attacking player once or twice, maybe 3 times, if they're shit. But you just alter your game accordingly. You don't... I don't know. It makes me angry. But you all already know how angry I get at the offsides in this game. It is ridiculous. It's... less said about the better. Let's get on. A couple of friendlies. Combined fee of, add all that up and then add this to it. So for about $500,000 worth, hopefully, in income. Yep. Our staff are coming in. Offered out Zeet and Jewels for loan, but nobody wants them. And we've got Sevilla in 3 days. Who do we... Delino, you can have... No. Moreno, you can have an ongoing 90 minutes. In fact, 45. Shoop, ongoing. Jules, ongoing 90 minutes. Not been using you. Let's keep you up to match sharpness. Soto, I think you're coming back from an injury, so we'll not give you anything. Gustavo, again, just coming back from injury. Won't give him any. We'll give him 3 days to get his condition up. Same with Angelino, who's developing really well actually. His speed has come out. When we got him, I could have sworn that his the speed line was more along. It was at the edge of the yellow. Let's have a look how much his speed has developed. Acceleration has gone up a little bit. Pace has gone up, yeah, a little bit. Anticipation has gone up a lot. From 10 to, yeah, okay, from 10 to 11. Long shots, even though no, you shouldn't be taking long shots. Marking. So, I mean, he's heading in the right direction. Work rate going up as well, gradually, which is brilliant. Nope, that wasn't it. No, where's the right work rate? Oh, in the middle of all that mess. Anyway, that's where I was going to make this a double header, but I will leave that to there. I think we're already at half an hour's worth. Smets turns professional. The young striker that our director of football brought in, I think. He made an offer for him. And I looked at him, saw that he was 15 at the time. Saw that he was 15, and he was like, "Well, yeah, okay, we'll bring him in." Dwells on the ball. I don't like that. Do not like that. Not for a poacher. Maybe target man, but no. I've been Luckymarine. As always, you lot have been amazing. Bring it back for the Sevilla game, which again we're going to lose. I can almost guarantee that we're going to lose. But Champions League, we're not expected to win anything. We're just expected to turn up and give the other team 3 points. And doing that for, what was the money that we got at the beginning of the group stage? Something like 11.3 million. So they're willing to give us 11.3 million. We'll turn up and give them points and dress up as clowns at the same time if they want that. So until Sevilla next game, do take care.